どういいでしょ。どれから食べる？
So episode 6 of Masterful Cat was another really good episode of the Masterful Cat. And one thing that I will say kind of out the gate and out the door is the way that this specific show does its storytelling is like in curated little story segments throughout the episode. Sometimes it's 2 or 3, sometimes it's 4 different conjoined stories or segments. Now, half of this episode was all focused on wintertime and being cold and the Kotatsu and all, you know, between Saku and between Yukichi and getting all that. The second half of the episode was more focused on Saku's mom and making sure Yukichi was okay, and you know, some other things that occurred that just weren't. Well, let me just say this. I think the first part of the episode was really cute and really endearing and really fun. And I love seeing Saku and Yukichi kind of like really fight for the Kotatsu. And I like how Yukichi kind of put his paw down and basically said, "No way, Jose, ain't happening. The last time we had a Kotatsu, you drank beer on it and you fried out everything. And I'm not dealing with that again," basically. So he put his paw down. He's like, "It ain't happening." There was a lot of different scenes that happened. My favorite was when he grabbed her phone and he dangled her phone over the boiling hot water. And he was like, "You want to test me, bro?" And I thought that was hilarious. Now, eventually, you know, Yukichi begins to give in a little bit, as he typically does to Saku and all of her qualms. And as he's shopping at the grocery store, he sees that they're running a lottery. And one of the prizes, you know, you turn in your receipts, and one of the prizes is Kotatsu, among other things. Unfortunately, Yukichi doesn't win the prize. He only gets a little bag of Kleenex, essentially, you know, some like face wipes or whatever. And he's very disappointed. He's like, "Oh, well." This whole time, he's thinking of the peril that Saku might be in. He thinks of her hanging herself because she can't get her Kotatsu and she can't get warm. And he just thinks of these crazy things. She ends up showing up with a Kotatsu. And at first, he's like relieved at seeing her and the fact that she's okay. And then the next part of it is anger, like sheer anger at her. Like, "How dare you buy it?" She's like, no, I won it at the lottery." So she ended up using her luck and winning at the lottery, and then they got to share Kotatsu. My other favorite part of the episode was he also got her, like, I don't have any anymore, but he got her like a baby guard for the surge protector. So it's like a guard that goes over it for spills and accidents and for children to not do what she did. And he ends up giving in, and he ends up handing her a beer at the end of the episode too, like saying, "It's okay. I got it baby proofed just for you." And I was like, that's cute and that's hilarious. And I really enjoyed it. Now, the next half of the episode I felt like went on for too long. The next half of the episode was all about Saku's mom checking in on Yukichi, basically not trusting her. And it was fine and it was serviceable, but wasn't really anything. Like, I kind of lost interest as I was watching it. I ended up like looking at my phone like twice, and when I do that, that means I'm losing interest. Like, that ADHD kicks in, and I have to grab my mouse, or, you know, in some people's cases, the remote or whatever. But I grabbed my mouse, I paused it. I took 2 seconds because, like, you know, the Amazon delivery person came, not for me, but in the show, and they delivered, you know, some stuff for Yukichi from Saku's mom, and then she goes about trying to take pictures of him, and I was still with it. And then it went on a little too long after that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pause it. So then I came back to it. You know what I mean? I spent like 2-3 minutes, you know, looking at Twitter or something. I came back to it. And then it was all about like her mom talking to her dad. And then, you know, she's going to go check in on her. And I was like, so I had to pause it again. I was like, man, I'm getting bored. And then, you know, then I just kind of, I finished it. And the rest of the episode was perfectly fine. Very forgettable. Very just okay. And that's kind of what the show is, you know, it's not like this show I'm about to mention whatsoever, but in a storytelling perspective, it tells the story like if you were reading manga panels. And it does it very much like Komi Can't Communicate, a show that you may or may not be familiar with. But the way that show did it was it segmented out these little stories from one section to another. And that's how Masterful Cat does it. But the problem with that, or the problem that can surface with that, is not every curated story, not every panel is equal to the last. So you might have one like me. I really, really enjoyed the first half with the Kotatsu stuff. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. And the second half of the episode, I thought was okay. You might have found enjoyment in that, seeing her grab like these are nail clippers, but she grabbed like the fur thing, you know, to like, you know, strip him of fur and create a mini cat and stuff. Like, you may have enjoyed that, and it's perfectly fine. It just wasn't hitting for me. So that's kind of how I felt about it. So at the end of the day, 9 out of 10 Kotatsu part, 5 out of 10 for the other parts, 7 out of 10 put together. Not bad. Pretty good episode. So we're going to see what happens next week with more Masterful Cat. I'm going to see you guys next week for more Masterful Cat, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.